Everyone, I am Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and I am doing a January month in review. And I have to forewarn you, it can get a little noisy. I decided to record this on my patio, so you might hear horn sounds, you might hear an alarm, you may hear a moto sound. That's what is short for motorcycles. They call them motos out here. You might hear music, you might hear singing. I'm just forewarning you before we get started, because I'm not going to stop recording. This is like the third time I've stopped and recorded. I'm not going to do that. The light, I'm losing light now, but probably I'll take some pictures tomorrow and add them at the end of this month in review video, before the video ends, so you can see the grounds that I'm staying on. Because many of you know that in January 4th, I moved from Sacramento, California to Las Terrenas, Dominican Republic. So that has been such an adventure for us. We had to buy a vehicle, then my husband, of course, had to get a moto. That's what they call it. So that's been exciting. So we've been settling in nicely, I'll say that. We've been having a lot of fun. The beaches are beautiful and peaceful and tranquil, and not a lot of folks come. Even when it's like the weekends, it's not a lot of people who are coming to the beach. It could be because of the pandemic, but nevertheless, it's been amazing. I already had a connection through YouTube. I have followed, and I'll put a link to her channel, Kelly, Free Island Girl. I'll put a link in my description box. I'm going to make a note of that. But I watched from her very first video until till maybe a month or two before I moved out here, because I just fell so behind on my YouTube videos due to the big move that we were making. I have a lot of catching up to do. But I watched her videos. I've watched a lot of folks' videos, YouTubers who made the transition to move from particularly like North America, because I follow another lady named Cerise. I want to say her channel's name is Cerise Fairfax. And this is, I know this is not tarot related, but it certainly was like everything was tarot inspired. I have to tell you, I don't make super major moves without consulting my cards, whether I'm getting a reading from someone else or, I'm going to tell you, my husband's about to get on his moto. So I'm going to pause the video in case it gets really loud. So let's see if I can pause it. We'll see. Yeah, let's see. He's getting ready to go for his evening ride before curfew, because they have a curfew out here. But Cerise comes from North America, like Canada, right? We all do. I come from North America. Kelly comes from California, like I do. And I just really, related to their journey. And so, see, told you it's gonna get noisy. Told you, this is my life. I don't mind it. You get used to it, but that's okay. He's off on his moto. He's good. Don't worry, guys. Like, he's been practicing. He was before we left the States, he was a truck driver. He's a very careful driver, and so whatever. That's how they get around. That is the easiest way. We'll talk about that in another video on another channel. So anyways, I don't want to keep going on and on, but just so you know that that's what my January has been, is settling in here. Getting our daughter enrolled in a private international school was another thing. She's, this is like week 2 or week 3 of her going to school, and she likes it, and I'm grateful for that. And yeah, they get some days, like with the weather permitting, it's not rainy. I guess this is part of their rainy season, I think, because it rained all weekend. And they go and do class on the beach. And they wear masks all day, they socially distance, but even in California, they were starting to have kids start to come back and start to go back into the classrooms. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that. So let's get into what were some of my things that got me through. I already mentioned the YouTube channels that I have primarily been focusing on. I'll be honest, I didn't have a lot of time to really watch a lot of tarot tube, I like to call it, because I was really focused on either A, watching stuff to get really educated on my move. I've watched, like I said, a ton of channels about folks not just relocating to the Dominican Republic, although those videos were really helpful, really. Not just the two I mentioned, but many others, but also channels that like people who just traveled abroad, or people who, yeah, travel abroad, not necessarily live abroad, but travel abroad, just their experiences. People who moved abroad to like Bali or like, you know, other places not here, you know what I mean? So it was like a big education that I had to do. So I don't have any tarot tube. And then the other thing I watched a lot of, and I think I mentioned it before, was a lot of gossipy YouTube channels where they either are ragging on each other, which is so entertaining to me. I don't even know why. Or they're talking about some reality star or some celebrity, and I just need to sometimes escape. So I have a feeling that tarot tube is going to be coming right back into my midst. I've already started adding to my watch later videos to catch up on my favorite channels and see what folks have been up to. So I'll probably be finally catching up and being able to comment on other people's videos again, which will be fun. Also on YouTube is my lecture that I did in January, which was and I'll put a link in the description box. It's Taste Change. Has your taste changed? So has yours is the title. So it's Taste Change, Has Yours? And this is pertaining to your collecting habits. And I had so much fun doing that lecture with folks who were coming on with me and engaging with me that day. It was a lot of fun. And I learned from you all, and I hope you're able to take something away from the videos that I put out about deck collecting. This is all about, you know, just you as an individual getting in touch with your collection and your collecting habits and the ebbs and flows that you go through as a collector. Probably you could apply this not even just to collecting decks, but to any other kind of collection that someone may have. So, you know, check it out. It is a free course that I offer on my website, abundantlifetarot.com. And I also want to thank those who have already participated in the course. I really appreciate it. I actually read I have folks submit quizzes, right? And there are some parts where I ask people to write out the answers to their questions so they can really think about their collecting habits in relation to the lesson at hand. And I read all of them, you guys, and I am blown away. I used to comment, but I was like, no, I don't want people to think I'm just hawking them and like watching their every move. But I see your comments that come in with the quizzes that I have assigned for the students. And again, like I said, this is a free course. This is my gift to my community, new and seasoned collectors, and I'm grateful because I now have the technology to do it. I'm just working on my internet where I could be able to make sure I can Zoom, because I want to do another lecture. Hopefully, I don't know, I'm thinking February, I'm leaning towards it. It's going to be the next lesson that talks about spirituality and collecting. So yeah, and maybe we touch upon the morality of it all. We'll see. But yeah, I just love to share with my fellow tarot peeps and oracle collector peeps, and if you collect Lenormand, that's okay too. I have a few of those myself, but it's just a gift that I wanted to share, and it will remain free, you know. So it's on my website. Check it out. It's the one and only course that I have now, but I have other courses in the works, so definitely stay tuned. There will be more coming. And like I mentioned before, I am in the vision for later this year. I want to have instructors to come on board with me. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, so now let's talk about, oh no, I was going to mention a book, but what I'll do is flash an image. Maybe I'll figure out a way to cut to an image here. But it's the Tarot Spreads for Empaths. I've talked about this book before on my channel. I don't have it here. I thought I brought it outside. My apologies. I'm not prepared and I'm not running inside to go get it. I'll just flash a picture of it and just put the details of the author in the description. Okay. But this book I actually consulted because a client, well, first of all, I mentioned it in one of the videos I recorded called, I think, The Games We Play, Intuitive Games That We Play with Our Cards. And I mentioned the book, and then people reminded me, hey, you didn't actually put the book in your description. And so I did. I finally went back and updated that. And I wanted to give it its proper due. And it's by Jennifer Soldner. And it's a little book. It's a little book that you can order from Amazon, but it's not digital. And I'm thinking that if those, I mean, you know who you are, probably want a digital copy, I would suggest just reaching out to the author. You never know if an author has that in the works or if that might plant a seed for them where they may be like, you know what, I should make it digital. I could probably reach a bigger audience. You just never know. I always tell people that, like when decks go out of print, I never say never, right? It doesn't hurt to express a little interest. I try not to shy away from showing some of my out of print tarot and oracle decks because it might inspire the creator to make another edition. You never know, all right? So you can even use my video. Like if I ever show a deck that goes out of print or a book that goes out of print or one that's not digital or digitized, reach out to the author, say, hey, this lady talked about your book or talked about your deck. Are you interested in doing a reprint? Are you interested in going digital? You never know. My dad always said, closed mouths do not get fed. They don't get fed, so you just got to put it out there to the universe. I am part of an abundance, it's called an abundance creation circle with Kelly. She did a 40-day abundance creation challenge, if you will. And it's been amazing. That's also been a favorite thing. Every day I have to journal or I have to write out a principle of this little book. I should have brought that. That's another great book to mention, and maybe flash a picture of, or at least have some reference so you can click in the description of what I'm talking about. But it's a little tiny green book. I worked with it before when I lived in Sacramento a few years back, but I didn't really do the homework like we're doing now. And it's just been amazing. And I'm now on day 28, I think, of the 40-day challenge. And just being able to really experience all the abundance as I'm on this adventure now, it's been mind-blowing. And I'm just super grateful, you guys. Super grateful. Super grateful. So yeah, I'm losing my sunlight, so I'm going to hurry up because I wanted to keep the video kind of short. So yeah, crystal, tiger's eye. This is my smaller piece. I actually have a couple of pieces, but they're in a box trying to make their way here. So I have some decks, I have crystals that are supposed to be coming. They're like spiritual little tools that I all have shipped. And we'll see how customs acts with all of my decks. I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah, we won't talk about it now. But tiger's eye, I had to mention tiger's eye because I was traveling, right? And this is my traveling stone. This is my stone that I feel like it puts me in the mindset of like, you're all right, you are supported, you are taken care of as you make your way, as you travel from the United States to the Dominican Republic. So tiger's eye is known to be the protector of your journey, if you will, your safe travels. And this is my smaller piece. I have, like I said, other pieces that are larger, but I could not travel with that on the airplane. I could only take so many decks in my suitcase, so many crystals, and this one came, and I had to travel with it. You know me, I believe in the healing properties of stones, so there you go. Now, I've given you guys a lot of random details about some of my favorite things. Some of my favorite things is the beaches here are amazing. I'm within a quick, I could walk to the beach, but it's kind of a ways and it gets hot. So it's like a quick 5-minute drive, if that, and it's amazing. I just love it. It's good for my soul. And impromptu dates with my husband has been nice. We'll just be like, you know what? Let's just go for, you know, some food and a couple of beers and enjoy our company. And I'm in gratitude for that as well. And I joined a writer's circle out here with some expats from the United States. Kelly's part of it too. It's like a small little group of us that we are forming, and I'm so thrilled about that. So anyways, it's just been a lot of fun, you guys. It's been good for my soul. I needed it. I mentioned in my updates video that I finally am getting some quality rest where I dream again. Oh, my husband's back on his little moto. I dream again, and I used to believe I never could dream when I lived out in the States because I would get 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. And now, yeah, that's part of my abundance, right? It's been amazing. The people, oh my gosh, and the Dominican people, they think that I'm Dominican until I open my mouth. That's why I want to hurry up and learn some more Spanish so I could really like blend in. But that's just me. Let's get to these decks here though. So let's first talk about Oracle. This deck, The Power of Surrender, is by Dr. Judith Orloff. This is a Hay House deck. I've mentioned it many times before. I even did a deck in focus of this deck, so check that out. I'm probably not going to remember to put the link, so just look up Power of Surrender in the search of my channel. Search, there's like a box for searching videos, and you'll find it. I'll try to remember to link it, but y'all know me. Y'all have to sometimes remind me. Here are the backs. It's shiny, no gloss. This is my second copy. This is my second copy because I love it so much. I use this deck all the time. I use it for client readings especially, but sometimes readings for myself. I'm sorry for the glare. There's Surrender to Joy, and there's got a message at the bottom, so there's no guidebook. Very straightforward. Surrender to Trust. Check out my deck in focus because you will get a good feel for this deck in that video. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Surrender denial. Oh, and I mentioned about, I just remember why I mentioned that other book. I remember Jennifer Soldner's Tarot Spreads for the Empath. I had a client who wanted to ask me about, she felt that she may have a diagnosis or an illness, and so you know, not everyone is comfortable with doing those kind of readings, and with good reason. I don't always, you know, if they're like, oh, well, can you tell me what I have, or I don't do diagnoses, but I do help people with dealing with either spiritual self or with even their physical self in terms of what the cards show, but not a diagnosis, not treatment. That's for those experts. But I can deal with the spiritual realm of all of that, right? And not everybody, again, is comfortable with even doing that. It's your level of comfort when it comes to those readings. But that's why I was up in that book, was the other reason. I say that because this card reminded me of one of the other reasons why that book came up. Not just because that video that I did, the intuitive games that we play, not just because of that video, but also because of that reading. And I was like, this book actually is really helpful. It's very little, and I think somebody even complained in the Amazon reviews on how little it was. They were like, this is ridiculous. It's too It's too little. It's not worth it. To me, it's worth it. The spreads that she has, it's worth every penny. See? Crying. Told you. And I could be inside, and maybe I should now since the construction noises have seemed to stop, but let me tell you, the construction is morning till now. So, surrender unhealthy relationships. Surrender procrastination. So it doesn't shy, this deck doesn't shy away from the difficult topics. It's a very well balanced deck. Some people do not like gloss. Some people don't like Hay House. Some people don't like all this or here or all this border. To me, I don't care about any of that with this deck. I throw it all out the window because it's super accurate. It always helps punctuate a client reading. Like if you do the tarot reading and then you throw a card or two from this deck, it just adds so much to it. So yeah, that one came on the luggage. These are the ones that made it. They made it here because they came in the luggage with me. So that speaks to that. These decks that I'm talking about right now. All right, so the next one is in here. They're in here. There's a collection of them. Let me get to them. The Sovereign Oracle. I can't remember if I did a video on this one or not, to be perfectly honest. And I'm kind of upset that I didn't, if I didn't. Don't remember now. This deck is independently produced by Teresa Pride Moore. This original one is a 93 card oracle deck with words and prompts to guide creative endeavors. I love this deck so much. I've owned it for now at least a year because, and I'll show you why I know that in a moment. Hold that thought. Okay, so she just recently came out with these like little bonus decks or add-ons, if you will, and I had to get them all. You could buy them individually, but I bought them all because I'm a super fan. The Sovereign Oracle Inspired Living Expansion Pack. Cool. This one is the Sovereign Oracle's Creative Visions. And this one, they're all 30. Yeah, they're all 30. And then the Sovereign Oracle Spirited Business. And these are all expansion packs. Now, I shuffle them individually. I suppose you could probably combine them, but then they'd be too big. It'd be too big of a deck. Here's Alchemy, and it's got 3 key phrases like combine 2 things that don't go together, step beyond all base matter to find the gold within. The once impossible may now be possible. Give it a try. So Alchemy. So, and it's not, you know, these are little mini cards. But I'll show you how I use them, and then every now and then I just consult them, and they're super accurate. You can use them in a predictive way, although I usually use them in the way I'll show you. And I will be doing I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a deck in focus, so stay tuned for that. I'm not going to show you all the cards now because of that. I don't have a lot of decks here to chit chat about, so I have to tie my hands to really get to know the decks that I have until the ones make it off the boat. And then I have probably at least a third, at least, if not more, decks still in the States at my parents' house. So, yeah. All right, so, oh, and let me show you. Here's the backs. And each of them they look like this, but they're like different shades of their respective decks. All righty. That's the 7. And then here's the last oracle I want to talk about. This is the Roots and Wings mini deck. It's banged up because this lives in my backpack. This lived in my carry-on backpack. It travels with me probably because it's in a tin. That's the main reason that it probably travels with me, right? But actually, that's not the main reason. It's a really good deck. And I like the fact that it goes with me everywhere. It goes with me when I went to on a San Francisco trip with my husband for the weekend. And I did an impromptu reading in the hotel on my legs. You know what I mean? Like, here's the backs. This is my second copy I've owned. I gave the first edition to a friend. And then I got this edition because I liked the color of the like the color of the backs, and I like the cards that it included. So I was like, I'm going to gift the first edition, and then I will get this one. Sorry for the noise, guys. They're leaving now. There's seasons, some, the font is kind of small, kind of difficult to see, but here's release. I don't mind. I love this deck so much. I'm sorry it won't come into focus, and I'm sorry for the noise. It almost feels like the noise is making my camera like shake where it's not focusing. Duality. Bound. Mother. Just love the art style, love the size of it, that it fits easily in my hands. Oh, the cardstock is delectable. I ordered it on Etsy. Here's Drifting. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Father. And Rise. As you can see, I really love this deck. And I've done an unboxing of the original one. I think I need to publish this unboxing, so I don't even know why I showed you guys that many. Because like with this Sovereign Oracle, I'm going to do a deck in focus maybe next week if I get time. We'll see. Next week is a big week for readers, I believe. And y'all know why. Sorry for hitting the mic. All right, now let's move to tarot. Tarot. And again, I was only able to take so many. Sorry, I'm all sweaty. It's hot. It's hot out here. I'm looking at myself in the camera. My skin is happy. I don't even have to wear moisturizer out here. I do sometimes, but only because it's a habit. Don't really need it. It's super humid. All right, Spirit Within Tarot by Stephen Bright. I use this deck a lot for my New Year's readings as a part of a bigger reading that I do. So I use this stuff in December, probably end of November, December, and then January. Here's the backs. It's reversible. It is a red feather shiffer deck. It is banged up. I've used it for a long time. I really like this deck. Here's the Magician. As you know, I really like it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Here is Ace of Cups. Many of the decks I talk about, I've done some sort of video. So I always tell people, check it out. Check out my channel. See if I did. If I don't list in the description, search. If I haven't, let me know. If I have it in my possession, I will do a video. If I don't have it in my possession, I'm sorry. But chances are I can either direct you to my website where I might have a video stored there, or I'll put it on my list of videos to record later when I get my hands on the deck. Here's Six of Cups. Just a sweet card. And I've used this deck for many New Year's readings for the last few years. And it's super accurate. I use it for my own New Year's reading that I do for myself. And yeah, it's got this cool little guidebook that is well written. And this is a favorite deck of mine. I don't talk about it a lot because I only really bust it out. Sorry for the dog barking, I just realized that. New Year's, it's like a specific reason, but now that it's traveled all this way with me, it's been finding its way into some of my everyday readings, so that's exciting. And it's the Spirit Within Tarot. Okay, the Uncommon Tarot. I know I did an unboxing, so check that out if you want to, know all about the deck in terms of the full flip through. For time's sake, I'm just going to kind of show the box. This deck is by Shaheen Myro with commentary by Teresa Reed. And I was going to see, I think this is a Wiser, I knew it was Wiser Books deck. It's got this cool little magnetic claps, which is fancy. And I've been using this deck a lot, you guys, a lot. And it's been just readings primarily for myself. I haven't used it for client readings. And I have a few of my more expensive decks, but I don't use them. But I bust this one out quite a bit. There's the backs. It's got silver gilding. There's 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands. Y'all know, if you watched my channel for any length of time, I am a collage lover. Lover. So swords. It's gorgeous. Priestess. Trying to get it into focus, but oh well. Here is the Tower. Yeah, so it's mass market. So if you want it, you can get it. I believe, I haven't checked, but it's newly released and I'm quite impressed with it. So that's just me. And last but not least, but this is an oldie but goodie. It's been in my collection now for 4 years, right? Where are you? Where are you hiding? I know I brought it. Oh, there it is, right in front of my vase. Sun and Moon Tarot. This little deck is by US Games. It's in a tin and it travels all the time with either the Roots and Wings that I just talked about earlier, or the White Sage Tarot, which are, yeah, sometimes I use these two tarot decks together. They're Thoth based. Here's the backs. It is edged in black. That's what I did. Sometimes I wear them so bad, like I wear them out so much that I have to re-edge. And I'm like on the third time of re-edging it. That's how much I use this deck. It travels with me in my backpack or my purse. When I go out with friends back pre-pandemic times, this is the deck that would come with me, and they'd be like, will you do a reading for me? This will be the one. There's the Hanged Man. I don't have the full-size one, nor do I desire to get the full-size one. This one's just sufficient because it can go everywhere with me. And as I always say about this deck, it does not get the recognition it deserves because it's in my bag and I forget that it's there. That's how much of an old friend that it is. So I didn't want this video to be super long, but of course it is. Oh, look at the Rape Cups. It's got the keyword abundance at the top. Symbol of the water. Oh my goodness, I can't get into focus for some reason. I don't know why. Oh well. Anyways, I made this video long enough. Did not intend to do that at all, but here we are. It's dinner time. I gotta go help my husband make some dinner. And yeah, let me know what your favorite things were for January. How was your January? I'm going to be checking out people's videos. It's one of my favorite things to do, see how everybody got along during the month, what things they were loving, what things they may not have been loving depending on their channel, and catching up. So maybe next month it'll be shorter because I'll probably be winding down the decks that I can show you all until my beloved collection that's on a ship somewhere gets to me and makes it through customs. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for watching. So much love to all of you. Thank you for all the support that you show the channel by liking it, by sharing it, by commenting. Commenting is huge, and you do that so well. I appreciate it. I read them. Now back to being able to try to start back responding again. It's just a sweet place I'm in my life right now, you guys. I needed this so badly. I didn't even know how much I needed the break until I was experiencing the break. And I'm not really having a break. I let my business kind of have a hiatus. A few readings came in, which is fine. I didn't want to be inundated at all. It's just, I want the flexibility to get my family situated out here and my family situated in the States, and some last minute loose ends that I had to tie up. Still doing that. So January, it was amazing, and I'm ever so grateful for it. I feel healthy, alive, young again. Can you imagine? And so I want to hold on to that, but I'm working. A couple of readings came in this week that are big deals, and I'm excited about it. Not because they're readings, I do readings all the time, but they're big deals because I'm going to really be doing readings here in this space and really just trying to get everything set up. I did a few like hotline ones, but it's, anyway, so we'll see how it all goes, guys. It's getting loud again. Much love to all of you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll check you all out in the next video. Bye.